Hi, I'm going to talk about the film April Captains. I want to talk about the plot and some symbols that I watched during the film. First, the plot is about the Carnation Revolution and how it went from a fascist dictatorship that lasted 40 years to a democracy. The main goals in defeating the dictatorship was ending the war in Africa and the social and economic problems that society faced during the fascist regime. One of the things that I've watched in the film is the strategy in how the revolution was built. One of the strategies that I saw is how the captain or the soldier start recruited the new and the inexperienced soldiers before they went to Africa. So he avoided them to going to Africa and eventually dying in Africa, but he also saw them as people that were almost forced to go into war and people that had a negative connotation of the regime in comparison to choosing people who were more experienced because they were not brainwashed but had a different perspective of the war and of the government. We see this in the old soldier that refused to join the revolution because he had a different concept of the regime. One of the funny things that I saw in the film is how people are misleaded from any event. We see this a scene in the movie when the two soldiers were going in the car at the end of the movie and they were going home, and this crowd started attacking them, thinking they were part of the old regime, and they were not. They basically were the ones that made the revolution and made everything possible. And just because they didn't knew the facts or knew who they were attacking them. So I think that was like a funny part of the film. And a symbol, well, the most important symbol is the carnations. We see the woman putting the flower in the man's rifle, and then the soldiers putting the flowers in the rifles and in the clothing, representing one of the most peaceful revolutions in history and one of the revolutions with the last casualties. I think the only casualties was when the general or the someone started shooting at the crowd just because of the pressure he had or the anger he had. And yeah, that's one of my review.